and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, June the something. I didn't change on my notes. Today is Sunday, June the 19th, and it is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Happy Father's Day to all you dads of human babies, fur babies, and especially those who step up and step in for those who don't have dads. Happy Father's Day. I'm going to try and get caught up with you here. I know that John is at home. Whoa, and my volume is turned up way loud. So happy Father's Day to John. Hello, Hattie. Happy Father's Day to John, Alan, and my brother Bob, and my brother-in-law Martin. Happy Father's Day to all of you all. Let's see, I already said hello to Hattie, but hello again. And John should be here somewhere. I know he's watching because he was fussing at me. I was still talking instead of getting ready for the chat. Anyway, hello Sylvia, I see you sneaking in there. Hello, let's see, Deanna is sneaking in. A couple of other people. Hello, Carol Lou. Yep, good to see you. Hello, Katie. Lane's getting in here, but today is Sunday, June the 19th. And hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. And there is John from home base. And hello, Deanna. So, happy Father's Day to all you, again, dads of human babies, fur babies, you know, whatever. Even if you're just helping out, you're appreciated. So thank you to all you dads. Let's see. Hello to Mary from Pittsburgh. Hello, Connie. It's good to see you. And also, and hello, Trish. I see you. If you are brand new, so if you've never been here with us before, you don't have to be new to WW. Hello, Tag. And hello, Elaine. But if you are brand new to one of our chats, or if you just never said hello, I hope you will say hello to everyone, because we would love to greet you. And hello, Sandra from Demons Ferry. And hello, Sherry from Perrysburg, Ohio. And apparently Dusty's really squirmy today because he's already turned around like 3 times, and he did get a new haircut. So I don't know, maybe he's having trouble finding his sweet spot. But do let us know if you're brand new, and we would love to welcome you. And let's see, and hello, Sherry from Perrysburg, Ohio, in case I didn't already say that. And I see Carol sneaking in from Surrey. It's good to see you too. Karen from East Tennessee. Yep, just a little bit further east than we are. Hello to you too. But it is Sunday, the 19th. This is chat number 277. So if you were thinking, wow, this was fantastic. This is exactly how I wanted to spend 60 minutes of my weekend. Yeah, if you were thinking that, there's 276 more of these that you can go back and watch on YouTube. And it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. And if you want to hear me say hi, gosh, how many times would that be? 276 times, probably 100. That's a lot of hi and hello. So if you're one of the crazy people who loves to hear me say hi and hello, go back and watch all of those. If you're not, please do not comment. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, happy Father's Day, everybody. I did have a great birthday week. We continued to celebrate through the entire week last week, and I did get a little bit more. I got some more happy mail, and we will look at that. Whoa, hold on. I just dropped some of the happy mail, and we will look at that here in just a few minutes. But thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes, and hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. Well, Linda's sneaking in here. But hello and happy Sunday again, everyone. And this is June the 19th. I'm saying that 5,000 times to remind myself to change that on the notes. So Jessica and Casey, if you all happen to be watching this, which I know you're not, hello Orlando, Debbie, it's good to see you. Yeah, you got to change the date because I didn't. A little bit of news for today. It's Father's Day. In case you didn't already hear me say that, hello Vicky from St. Louis. It is Father's Day. So yeah, so hug a dad today. Also, quick update. Last week we talked about the sriracha shortage. It's a real thing. So I've heard from a few people, it's not like I know. And hello, Mindy. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. I have not actually talked to Mindy in, I don't know, a couple of months. How is everything going? I used to see Mindy on Sundays when we had our chat when we had our Zoom meeting with my fearless leader, Gwen. And I haven't seen you in forever. So how are you doing? I feel like I've not talked to you it feels like months since I've talked to you. And hello, Lisa. But okay, so I've talked, not that I have any insider information on the sriracha shortage, and hello Marlene, but I have talked to a couple of people, who say, yeah, that it's a real thing, that it's really, it's really happening. So I checked across the street at Food City, and if y'all use this against me, I will not ever talk to you again. That's not going to happen. But I did check across the street at Food City, at least here in Knoxville. I don't think it's hit yet, so I've looked at Food City, Target, Kroger. I've not been to Publix, but it appears that you need to go to the area of your store that has like Mexican food. So if you think, wow, we want to have all things, we want to celebrate Mexico tonight. You need to go to that section. It's the one that has all the actual real things that you would need to make a real representative meal, from Mexico, like all of the Goya, all of the brand, I can't think what all the brand names are, but it's the things that, it's not the things that we have so Americanized that they don't have any flavor anymore. You know what I mean? So that is where I found it. So I went into the Mexican section, international. Okay, Debbie says it down there. It's called international section. Across the street, it's just called the Mexican section, because we also have an Asian section where you can find all the cool spices and things for that. Deanna says it's in the Asian food aisle for sriracha. Not here. Here it's not. I mean, across the street it's not. So I'm just saying, I looked in, hello Evie, I looked in the regular sauce section. I looked with the regular hot sauces. I looked in the like Frank's Red Hot, that kind of section. I looked for it there and there was none. And I thought, oh wow, we're already out. But anyway, just wanted to give you that heads up. Or like, we have an actual Mexican grocery store here and I have not been there to check it out, but you might check somewhere like that, because I have a couple of people who are panicking that there's not going to be, like, that they're going to completely run out. So anyway, just check in. If you did not see that last week, there is getting ready to be a sriracha shortage. Say that fast. A sriracha shortage. So if that's an issue for you, you might want to go ahead and go grab some, but please don't hoard it. This is not like, and Karen says try an Asian food store too. Try somewhere like that. Please don't hoard this. This is not like baby formula. You don't need to go out and buy all that you can. Just get some. Okay, and then let's see. Next thing is, if you were thinking about making the TikTok cinnamon rolls. So a fellow Weight Watcher that I follow on Instagram tried this. And as I was watching her make these, I thought, what are you doing? It just, like, I thought, if I made that, I would eat the entire pan of it. So there's a TikTok recipe for some kind of fantastic, cinnamon rolls. I'm just telling you, don't do it. Do not do it. Just save up some points and go to Cinnabon or somewhere and get one. Because I calculated the points on this and you don't want to know. You really don't want me to tell you how many points this TikTok recipe is. So I'm not even going to tell you what was in it, other than it does have an entire stick of butter in there. It's already made with Pillsbury crescent rolls, and they're like way, I don't want to say jacked up because that's a bad thing. They're like whatever to the max, but it has an entire other stick of butter and then some other things in there. The stick of butter alone, because I know there's some of you sitting there going, how many points is it, Kelly? I'm not going to tell you this because you just don't need it. Don't do it. Don't even go look for it. The stick of butter alone adds 47 points. I don't know about you, but I'd be done. I'd be done for like the entire week. So just don't do it. Don't go look at it. Do not do that. Okay, then the last bit of news is, if you are in the If You Have an Egg closed group, and that is also here on Facebook, but it is not where we are doing this chat. So this chat is this is an open forum so that I can talk to as many of you as want to attend. But over in the If You Have an Egg closed Facebook group, and you can join that. Surely maybe someone, because I know Carol and Debbie are both here, will post the link to that. You can go and join that, and that is a little closed group where we have a little more control over who's there and who's talking, and if people get out of hand, I can cut them off, I can mute them, I can get rid of them if I want to. You do need to answer 3 very simple questions. And it doesn't mean you do not. So one of the questions is about if you're doing Weight Watchers, if you're doing WW. If you're not doing WW, you don't have to go, well, I can't join this group. Just go ahead, just say no. Just say you haven't joined yet, or you're just curious, or whatever, but you have to answer the 3 questions to be let in. But the news and thank you, Carol, for posting that. The news, for those of you that are already in the group or who are thinking about joining, especially if you're, a little more shy, if you're, like I'm so shy, I barely talk to anybody. Kidding. But if you're like my sister, who really, really, really has to know you before she will talk to you at all, and she does not comment on anything because she really is just not, she's not comfortable, chatting with people. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Mindy says she's holding a virtual workshop on Tuesday night next week. Oh, that's awesome. About what time? Because my actual WW workshop is on Tuesday nights, but if it's after, I would love to join it. I'd love to see you again, Mindy. But for those of you that are just like that think, I just don't, I have a question, but I really don't want to ask it. I have turned on post anonymously. So we have that option in our group now. So if you want to ask a question, but you don't want anybody to know it's you, you can post anonymously now. If you want to make a comment, but again, you don't want anybody to know that it's you, post anonymously. So you can do that. So now you just go, now, okay, I will say this, the admins will know, but the admins are me, Casey, and Jessica. And I promise you, Casey and Jessica are not pouring through and reading your comments. I will see them, and that is purely for everyone else's safety, so that if somebody gets on there and posts anonymously and it is inappropriate, I can see who that person is. Like if somebody uses it for evil, which y'all would never do that in the closed group, okay? And then Myra, y'all would never do that in the closed group. I know you all. You're very, very, most of the time, very well behaved. But anyway, but that's for everyone's protection, just so that I can monitor and make sure that it's being used correctly. But if you would like to comment, you literally just go over there. So you go to the If You Have an Egg closed group, and when you get ready to comment, there's a little toggle switch. So you can, I'll try to do a video, it won't be tonight, but I'll try to do a little video and post it on in the closed group so that you can see how to do it. But you just toggle that switch on, and and it'll say, it says post anonymously is what it says. Yeah, Mindy says it makes her a little nervous, but it could open up the discussion more. So since I can see who it is, and just me, who it is, no one else in that closed group except me, Casey, and Jessica can see it, and I promise you they're not looking at them. I promise. They're just there to help us get all this stuff posted. But that way I can monitor it and make sure that it just doesn't get, that it's not anything inappropriate, because, I can get rid of it if it is. And you always still have the option, even though it's anonymous, if it's posted anonymously and you think, wow, that was just really inappropriate, you can always report it. So anyway, that's just another way to do, to say something, because I know there are a ton of you all. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but there's like 13,000 of you, 13,247 or something. And there are not 13,000 of you asking questions or commenting. And I know there are so many of you all like my sister who would kill me for saying this, but there are so many of you all like my sister that are sitting at home thinking, oh, I'd like to know such and such, but I'm just not going to ask. I know you're out there. So anyway, you can post anonymously now. Okay, that's the end of the news for this month. So again, happy Father's Day. News. Let's move on. So I will open my new Happy Mail when we get to the second half. But if you are brand new, this is a 1 hour long chat. The first 30 minutes we do some news. We talk about things that are special. And we also cover whatever the WW topic was from the prior week. And then in the second half, we do something fun. So yeah, if you want to join us later on YouTube, you can do that too. So you can watch or listen to it later on YouTube. It's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Okay, so I need to know who sat their bottom in a chair last week. So who put your bottom in a chair last week? Oh, you know what? This week I can attend with you, Mindy, because it is Vacation Bible School at my meeting. I won't be able to go because little children will have their bottoms in all of the chairs. So Mindy, send me a private message. I would love to join that this week. So give me a thumbs up if you attended, if you sat your bottom in a chair. And I know Linda, wait, whoa. Wait, what? Hold on. Linda's chair was her bottom was in a gray chair? What happened? What on earth happened? Her bottom was in a gray chair. I'm blown away. I can't even talk the rest of the chat. I'm like stumped now. Okay. Yeah, but thumbs ups if you sat your bottom in a chair at an actual workshop, or if you attended a Zoom workshop. So now next week, I'll still get to do a thumbs up, even though my workshop is not happening this week. Because little Vacation Bible Schoolers will be in there singing songs. Yeah, I'll still get to because I'm going to go to Mindy's. That's totally awesome, Mindy. Thank you for inviting me. And so thumbs ups if you attended an in-person workshop, or if you went to, or if you attended a virtual workshop. And then hearts if you attended here with us live last week, or if you or if you watched later on demand. And again, you can watch that on Facebook, or you can watch it on YouTube. It's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. And I'm seeing Sandra did both. Let's see, I missed a couple of people. Trish was both, Mary was both, Marianne was both, Lynn was both. Awesome, guys. Karen's all hearts. So here are your virtual Bravo stickers for staying in touch during the summer. That is fantastic. Y'all are rocking it this summer. Okay, you're doing such a good job. So last week, what we were talking about, this whole month, we're talking about anchors. And I've never heard, so I've been doing Weight Watchers now, let me think, 26 years, I guess. It's like, I'm not good with math, even though I do math every day. But it's like, I think it's like 26 years. I base everything around how old Casey is, and I'm pretty sure it's been 26 years now. I don't know that they've ever called these key core concepts. I'm not sure they've ever called them anchors, but I love the term. I'm loving using the term anchors, because to me, I am dropping these anchors so that, yeah, if my boat gets a little, if I drift a little, far away, I'm not going to go too far, because I'm using these anchors to keep me, grounded, kind of where I'm supposed to be. And Debbie, we're going to talk about that, the Nesco canner, wrong way, Kelly, that way, here in the second half. But I'm loving the term that those are anchors. So last week, the anchor that we were talking about was perfect portions. And we realized the perfect portion is not the same for everybody, and that a serving size is not necessarily your portion. As an example, G. Hughes sugar-free is one of my favorite salad dressings, marinade, things like that. But they are so chock full of flavor that oftentimes I use half of what the serving size is. So like this one, we're going to be using this in the second half, and it is sugar-free balsamic vinaigrette. And I love G. Hughes because they're all sugar-free, and the flavors have all been fantastic. And they don't have that weird wang. And actually, their ketchup, the G. Hughes sugar-free ketchup, is better than normal ketchup. I can't explain it. I don't know. It's magic. It's some kind of G. Hughes magic. But the serving size, so last week we talked about the serving size versus a portion. So the serving size on this is under this this nutrition label. So it says the daily value tells you how much of a nutrient is, but these are all done to tell you what an average person would consume. So an average serving size of a dressing would be 2 tablespoons. So serving size on here is 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters. They're so flavorful. I normally use 1. So a portion for me of this would be 1 instead of the serving size of 2. So we talked a lot about that. And we talked about getting some things out and like seeing, okay, how much, how much would it take to make me happy? And I'm not, well, yeah, I kind of am. Like, hello, Sherry from Cape Coral, Florida. Like some things, okay, like watermelon, there's never enough. I could just keep eating it and eating it and eating it and eating it. So my perfect portion of watermelon is going to be how much is there. And since it's 0 points, sometimes I eat. I get carried away with watermelon. And the watermelon and cantaloupe this week from the peach tent, fantastic. Okay, so that's an example. But I'll also, for me, a small bag of potato chips, which is 1 serving, is a portion. Like I could eat, 1 little bag of potato chips. But if I get a bag of potato chips that's this big, that is also a portion for me. Okay, so you just got to keep that in mind. So that was what I asked you to do for your homework last week, was to look at some things and think, okay, hold on. So a serving is, how much? Like this one's 2 tablespoons, but the portion for me could be 1, or maybe I need 3 tablespoons. And you got to make sure that you get that recorded correctly in your app. So if the portion, or if the serving size for this is 2, but if I choose to put 3 tablespoons on something, I can't just record 1, okay? I can't just record that I had 1 serving. That would be a serving and a half, or you need to change it to the 3 tablespoons. So you all were going to look and check and see what your perfect portions were, and your homework was, it was anchor your portion. So that was your homework for last week, was hashtag anchor your portion, and you all did a fantastic job. So these were so interesting and they were so diverse. Sylvia's perfect portion experiment was an eye-opener to me, because I don't use creamer in my coffee, and so I really never thought about this. And I've heard so many of you who do like, to use some either liquid, powder, whatever kind of creamer in your coffee, have really struggled with, like what kind to get, how much to use, because it was a surprise on the points. So this was a surprise for me too, because I don't use creamer, but the creamer that she was using this last week, the serving size was 3/4 of a teaspoon. Was that right, Sylvia? Did I read that correctly? It was 3/4 of a teaspoon? Because a teaspoon's nothing. I mean, that's tiny. Surely I read that wrong. I mean, that's nothing. That's the serving size. And so she doubled it and had 1.5 teaspoons, which still is not very much. But Sylvia figured out that her perfect portion was double that. It was double the serving size, but it did not change her points at all. And then Lynn went all the way with her homework. So she decided to do cereal, and she normally has, wow, 3/4 of a teaspoon. That's so tiny. Like, does that even make your coffee taste like anything? Maybe it's a good thing I don't put creamer in my coffee, because I think I'd be over there, filling this baby up, and pouring it in there. Okay, that just seems like not very much flavor to me. But okay, but Lynn went all the way, so she decided to do cereal. And Lynn normally does a cup of cereal, and with her fat-free yogurt, and it's been 8 points for her. It's on her plan, on her personal points plan. It's been 8 points for her, and she thought, that's just what I always put out. I always put out a cup. Maybe the serving size is a cup. So this time she took 2 bowls, and she put a cup of cereal in one and a half of a cup of cereal in the other one, and she figured out, you know what? I'm cool with a half a cup. That's perfect. And then she still mixed in her non-fat plain Greek yogurt with that, and it was perfect for her. So she went to the trouble to find out what her perfect portion was. Otherwise, she was just going to keep eating, an entire cup, and she didn't need a cup. A half a cup was perfect for her. And then Sandra took pictures of her meals that had similar items in them, and then she noticed I don't know if she knew that she was doing this or not, but if she was consciously aware of doing this, but she was varying the portions of certain things based on what else she was having with it and how hungry she was. So she found out that her perfect portion changes based on what the rest of the meal is. If it's something that she eats frequently, it changes based on what the rest of the meal is and how hungry she is. So rather than just say, oh, I always eat this much of this, and just dumping out a cup or a half a cup or whatever, instead of saying, oh, that's just how much I always eat of it, she has given herself permission, realized and given herself permission to change that, to change her perfect portion, depending on the circumstance. So I think that was an awesome idea. So fantastic job, ladies. Here are your Bravo stickers. It was all ladies this week doing their homework. Just saying, guys. Cough, cough, cough. Yeah, it was all ladies. So got to get some guys in here doing the homework too. But here are your Bravo stickers for doing that. And again, I'm so proud of you all for sticking with this, during the summer, because summer is busy, and I know that it is hard, to get all this done in the summer, and kids at home, and all the craziness. So this week, though, we're going to talk about how to build a morning routine. And I know morning routines are different for some people during the summer than they are during the school year, but I want to know, raise your little hand if you think you had a perfectly good morning routine before stupid COVID hit. So I had a perfectly good morning routine worked out. It was different depending on the day, but I had a perfectly good routine worked out, and stupid COVID messed it all up. So raise your little virtual hand if you think you're having a similar situation to me. And I've been having trouble getting back. So this is a great anchor for me, is to figure out what my morning routine needs to be, because it is still jacked up. I mean, jacked up. Not even close to what I used to do. And Sandra has got she's got 4 little virtual hands up. 4. Yeah, so it jacked mine up, and Myra's same way. I walked 6 days a week. So 6 mornings a week. 6 mornings a week, I was walking somewhere, some length of time, some, whatever. And I'm lucky. Well, I do 1 now with Karen on Monday mornings, and I'm lucky if I get 1 other morning in. Do you know how hard that is? Like, I don't think I lose weight when I exercise, but you know how hard that is to be consistent with anything when you're not starting your day. So that's the whole point of today's topic, which I'm going to have to hurry because I chatted so much in the beginning. But for this week, the anchor is how to set that, build that perfect morning routine. And so a couple of things that WW wants us to think about. Have you ever thought about the phrase, I got up on the wrong side of the bed? So, so-and-so got up on the wrong side of the bed. Have you thought about what that really means? So what it's intended to mean is, or you could get up on the right side of the bed. But when people say you got up on the wrong side of the bed, you're usually either grumpy, irritated, running late, you hit the ground and you were already behind, something like that. So you just got up on the wrong side of the bed that day. It might be as simple as not getting a good night's sleep, and then the rest of the day kind of, slides out of your control. But it also might mean that you hit the snooze button one too many times, John Milligan, or it might mean that you forgot to put your clothes in the dryer. And I've got a couple of names who aren't here that I can, fill in for that blank, or that you were in such a rush that you skipped breakfast. or skipped your walk, or skipped your morning walk. You know, that's me. So that's a recipe for a steady decline in attitude and your wellness efforts for the rest of the day. If you don't start out your day getting out on the right side of the bed instead of on the wrong side of the bed. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to, it's pen to paper time. So you've got to get out, not right now, but after we get done tonight. You know, you can go back and listen to this later. You can go back and watch it later, but it's going to be pen to paper time. So you're going to get out your favorite way to record some notes. So if it's a big wipe-off board, if it's Post-it notes, if it's index cards, a piece of scrap paper, a notebook, whatever it is, Deanna's going to journal this. I'm confident that she's going to make some kind of cute journal for this. And I want you to jot down everything that you did this morning, or you can start tomorrow morning if you're like me and think, I don't know, I drank some coffee and then ran out the door. That's literally all I did this morning. Okay, that's not all I did this morning. So I'll have to start mine tomorrow. But I want you to write down everything that you did, and then I want you, hello Vicky, and then I want you to estimate the time that it took. So for example, like if I write down brush teeth, 2 minutes, hunted for keys equals 10 minutes, you know, stuff like that. And then on a larger note, or at the top, like if it was a wipe-off board or something, you can write it up there. I want you to write down how many minutes you should have. So on a normal day, how many you should have between getting out of bed and either getting out the door or whatever the next thing is. You know, when you say, oh, I'm done with my morning routine and now I'm going to X, Y, and Z. So I want you to write down that time. So example could be like 45 minutes. Okay. Then I want you to Post-it plan it. So I'm going to call it Post-it just because y'all know how much I love Post-it notes. Hello, Marlene. How much I love Post-it notes. So now I want you to take the notes that you just made, whether they were on Post-it notes, if it was on a wipe-off board, however it was, and I want you to calculate how much total time each one of those items took, and I want you to be honest. So if you need to write scrolling through cute cat videos 11 minutes, then you better write scrolling through cute cat videos 11 minutes, okay? I'm doing this too. I'm going to be truthful too, because this morning, it was probably at least 11 minutes because they just kept coming up. Once you look at one, the cute kittens keep coming up, okay? Then start weeding out some of the things that took over your allotted amount of time and kind of set them to the side. And that's why I like Post-it notes, because I'll be able to take mine and say, okay, yeah, probably shouldn't have spent that much time looking at cute cat videos. I'll stick it over here for now. And then calculate that based on how much time you should have to get ready. Then number 3 is to put a check mark on the ones that you know you need to do to have a successful day. Like, I know that on most days I need to get out 11 minutes. If I had walked for 11 minutes instead of looking at cute cat videos for 11 minutes, that would have made a total difference on how the rest of my day went. So put a check mark on the ones that you need to do. You know it's going to get you off to a good day, like showering or eating breakfast or walking or whatever that is. And then go ahead and put an X on the ones that don't really contribute to your good morning game plan. Sorry, cute kittens. You're probably going to go away. But that's what I want you to do. And so that does roll into your homework. And your homework for this week is hashtag anchor your morning. Because remember, it's all anchors this week. So it's hashtag ANCHORYOURMORNING, anchor your morning. And your homework for this week is like top 10 easiest homework assignments ever. Okay. So I do want you to do the steps that I listed, but all you have to do for your homework is to pick one thing that you will make sure and include in your morning success plan, and how many minutes it's going to be. So like for me, it could be walking 11 minutes. I might do that. And then one thing that you're going to skip, one thing you're going to take off that list that's going to help you, thank you, Lynn, that's going to help you achieve that. Okay. So what's going to help you? What's the thing you're going to take off? And then what's the thing that you're going to add? Okay. And that's all you have to post. You don't have to go through the whole rest of that for your homework. Just the thing you're going to take off and how many minutes it is, and the thing you're going to add and how many minutes that is, and post it. And y'all know where to tag me. You've been doing this for a while. You know how to do all those things. But it's hashtag anchor your morning, and that is your homework. Do it, do it, do it, so that you can get your next super cute badge. Okay. We are ready for the second half of tonight's chat. And it is time to drink our water. So if you are brand new, when we get ready for the second half, we go ahead and get some water. And yep, Sandra's right on time. Sandra's trying to drink some water. So I'm going to go ahead and get my water. I'm going to put my hair up because I am going to be touching some food. And this is also how Casey knows to get ready for the second half. She scrolls through and looks for this. If you are brand new, we this is an hour long. Ooh, hello. This is, so if you're brand new, this is an hour long. And hello, Rita. And the first half is all classroom from whatever, hello, Lisa, from whatever we went through last week, whatever the WW topic was. And then the second half is all fun stuff. But we all have to drink some water. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up, though, because I do not want hair in this food that we're going to look at here in just a second. And the people who will be enjoying it with me appreciate that as well. And I am also going to put something in my water that we're not going to talk about for just a few minutes. So I know there are several of you that are going to be going, I know what it is, I know what it is, I know what it is. Okay, I'm going to put this in real quick before I drink my water, and then we're going to open my next 4 birthday happy mail that came in, so that I can, so we can look at those, and then we're going to talk about the second half. So tonight for the second half, of chat number 277, we are talking about, we're still talking about anchors, and in the second half, we're going to be talking about summer produce pro tips. So you all know how, I am trying my best to not throw away so much food, how to preserve, some more food, hence the canner. I'm going to point the wrong way. Hence the canner that Debbie was asking about. We'll talk about that again here in just a few minutes. And I had on some jewelry that I bought at our last market, and so I had to wear, like some coordinating earrings with it. But next week, I'm planning on my hair being up so I can wear the earrings that Lynn got me because they're super cute. Okay. So everybody go ahead and get your water. I'll talk about what I put in here in just a few minutes. Real quick though, let's do the happy mail before we get on to the second half of tonight's chat. This one is a postcard. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. We talked about you earlier. This one is a postcard, and it is from Denise. And Denise says this is near her home. She's between here and Buffalo, New York. And it says, hi, Kelly. Happy birthday. We are almost to something twins and birthday because the post office decided to put their little stamp over the top of it. Our connection, watching you on Roku TV app, YouTube. Awesome. When I first started WW in 2017, the app doesn't follow you or allow comments, but I did log into YouTube occasionally to follow you there. You've been my favorite meeting each week. Oh, thank you. She said, I'm a librarian and still working to get to goal, derailed by something occasionally, but not, stress occasionally, but not giving up. 40 pounds down. Yes. 35 to go from Denise. Thank you, Denise. Look, and she put some cute little stickers on there. Very cute. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. This one is, cute card with little puppies on the front. It says, this birthday card is short on words, but long on wishes. Happy birthday. Have fun. With love, Cindy. Oh, very sweet. Thank you very much. And I believe she is not feeling good tonight, so you all have to let her know that I opened that. Yeah, she popped in to let me know that she was not feeling well. And then this one says, warm wishes for a happy birthday. Cute little flowers on the front. Oh, that's cute. Oh, look, Kelly, all the things you hope for, all the dreams you dream, all the things you dream about, all the things that make you happiest, these are what I wish for on your birthday and always. Happy birthday. Thank you for all that you do. It's so appreciated. I could not find a postcard, but I printed you a picture. And this is from Karen. And this is where she lives. So this is a beautiful, beautiful town east of here in Tennessee. And that is super cool. It's one of my favorite places just to go and walk around. My mom and I used to be part of a craft store in that city, and it is a beautiful, beautiful little town. I love it. It's like Mayberry. Like you expect Andy Griffith or somebody to come out and just be sitting there whittling or something, on the sidewalk. Yeah, it is awesome. Thank you for that. And then this one, that was very shiny, happy birthday. Oh, did you make that? Hold on a second. What? Happy birthday, candle blowing, wish making, cake eating day. Oh, and she marked it out and put week. Love, Sylvia. Sorry, this is late. Did you make that? Look at that. I know y'all can't feel that. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oklahoma. That's where she's from. That is beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Okay, I wish birthday weeks were every week. Okay, so, and she did. Sylvia did make that. That is so cool, Sylvia. Do you have a Cricut or something? Because that is like super cool. Or did you sit and hand cut out all of those little letters? I'm just kidding. Okay, so the second half of tonight's chat, we are going to talk about 3 summer produce pro tips. So I've been all about the reduction in the food waste. It's weird. It's been a weird phenomenon. So since I have decided to reduce food waste, people have been bringing me things to take to the compost. I guess I should be happy about that. That they're not, oh yeah, and she's addicted to her Cricut. I guess I should be happy about that. That they're bringing me their compost instead of throwing it in the trash. But I meant I was going to reduce my food waste. But anyway, I've got asparagus trimmings in the Jeep right now that I've got to take to the compost tomorrow, like a gallon-sized bag of them. Anyway, so everybody's joining in on this Let's Reduce Food Waste kick, with Kelly, so that is fantastic. Part of that is the reason that I got this canner. So, and the canner, we're not going to be using the canner tonight. Hopefully next week. Kendall here at Casey Kitchen Center, she and I, and Lily, we've drug Lily's, bless her heart. She's only 15, and her mom's like, "What have y'all done to her?" Because she wants to can now. But we've been, it's fun. I mean, it's good, clean fun. So we're trying to teach her, a skill while we learn a skill too. And when Alyssa and I went to the library last Monday, instead of checking out a normal book like the rest of the normal humans, I checked out a Yes You Can book from the library. Okay, so anyway, we are teaching ourselves how to do this, how to preserve some more. And honestly, since we've started preserving, I'm like, that this might not be a bad idea. A, because of my goal to reduce food waste. B, Alyssa and I have some things in our garden that when they that when they come in, like the strawberries, that since she's a little bit older now and we could appropriately plant things instead of last year's just la la la, let's take the seeds and just put them wherever. We're gonna have a ton of some of these things, and we have been enjoying the peach tent. And when he brings me stuff, he brings me a lot of it. So anyway, all that to be said, here are 3 summer produce pro tips that I just want you all to know about. One thing is, I just mentioned asparagus a few minutes ago, so I'm going to give you all, because we got plenty of time, I think. I'm going to give you all like 30 seconds to answer this question. If you go to the farmer's market, or if you go across the street to Food City, or if you go to your local grocer and you buy a bundle of asparagus, do you know how long you have to prepare that? So how long do you think? If you bought a bundle of asparagus today, when should you be thinking about using that? Do you have any idea? I'm going to give you all 30 seconds to answer that question. No takers so far. 3 days. Lynn says 3 days. Come on, a couple more people. Carol Lou says within 3 days. Tag says 5 to 7 days. I'll give one more person. Sylvia says tomorrow. Sylvia's actually the closest. Sandra says 3 to 4 days. You're supposed to use it like within a day or two. Marianne says a week. Karen says 2. Yeah, 2. It's like the next day or 2. I've been holding it way too long in the refrigerator, and it's no wonder that sometimes it is limp and whatever. So things like asparagus, leafy greens, strawberries, some, if they're really already ripe, peaches. So there is some produce that has a short shelf life. So, okay, so Sandra just commented that she puts it in a glass of cold water and she's had it stay fresh for up to 2 weeks. Vicky's saying the same thing. Okay, I'm talking about if you are me and you're going to come home from wherever you got it from and you're just going to stick it in the refrigerator. So you've not taken the time to prepare a glass jar with water. You're just going to stick it in the refrigerator. You really need to think about eating it pretty quickly. So anyway, asparagus, leafy greens, things like that, you need to eat them pretty quick. Very ripe fruit. So like when the peach tent, the last time that he came, they were already very, very ripe. So we needed to consume them within a few days. The strawberries that Alyssa and I picked. So we had, even though I got to tell you the glass jar thing, that's the only way, that or freeze them, that's the only way to keep them until you eat them, hands down. I mean, they lasted like 2 weeks. So the glass jar thing was good. Okay, but things like that are going to, that have a short shelf life, and you need to eat them pretty quickly. So like the strawberries, y'all know I was freaking out. The strawberries, the super fresh peach, or not for super fresh, the super ripe peaches, things like that. Okay, I did freeze some, so Teague said I freeze a lot to prevent loss. I do that. I mean, I did do that, but I found that if I just put it in the freezer, then I never see it again. So it's going to go to the back of the freezer, and I'm never ever going to see it again. So a couple of things that I did instead. Leafy greens, you could stir fry or you could ferment them. So I do have my Chew-a-Me wherever it is, somewhere. I think it's over here. I've got my Chew-a-Me fermenter. I've got some cabbage that I'm going to stir fry half of it, and I'm going to put the other half in to ferment for some sauerkraut. You could do that. So leafy greens, you can totally do that with if you've got like bok choy. If you've got something like that needs to be used up soon. The strawberries or the peaches, we did freezer jam. So here was some freezer jam that we used the very, very ripe peaches in. And the freezer jam will last up to a year. And honestly, I've already given away, because everybody was like, I want some too. So the freezer jam, I think I'm down to like, we ate a jar. And then I think I've given away the rest of it. But it's still just as pretty. I mean, that's where it's been, sitting out. But yeah, so freezer jam is another good way to do it. I don't know. The freezer jam just brings it to the forefront and makes me look at it. The strawberries, we made like a strawberry compote. I ate that whole thing of strawberry compote in like a week. If I had just put them in there as strawberries, they would have gone to the back and I never would have gotten to them. But then some things like the asparagus, because I didn't know. You don't know until you know, till you find out. I didn't know that some days I was using it. Sometimes when I was buying it, I was using it in the perfect amount of time, and it was perfect and it was amazing. And sometimes it was really limp, and I thought it was me. My method of preparation. I didn't realize that I was holding on to it too long. So we got 11 bundles of asparagus the last time that the peach tent was here. And then I found this out, and I was like, uh-oh, we got to do something. So we split up part of it and took it home, and we made, I air fried part of my asparagus, and the recipe for air fryer asparagus is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So after this, if you just go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and search asparagus, you will find the air fryer recipe. I also grilled some. We were grilling out vegetables last week at Casey's house, so I grilled some of it, and then Melanie and Lyndall. See, I told y'all I'm gonna start calling you that. Melanie, Kendall, and Lily last week here at Casey Kitchen Center took the rest of the asparagus and did a quick pickle, and I did not know that it was called that. Y'all were kind enough to be gentle with me and tell me, Kelly, it's quick pickle. Some of y'all were not so gentle. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. But anyway, so this is quick pickle asparagus, and the quick pickle asparagus, it was so, other than the chopping, like cutting off the woody stem, because you have to kind of get it to the very tender part of it. It was basically, and I'll try to get this posted this week, but it was literally basically asparagus. So it's like a fresh asparagus, vinegar, and you could use white vinegar. You could use, so some of these are made with white vinegar. Some of them are made with rice vinegar. It has water in it. A little bit of salt, some other seasonings. You can do sugar. I think Melanie did all of ours with honey. You can also do like monk fruit or something like that that can stand heat. And okay, Carol Lou quick pickled some beets from the farmer's market yesterday. That sounds fantastic. It does have garlic in it. She put a bay leaf in this, and then she put some pepper in here, like some coarse pepper in these. So these have been in the refrigerator now for a week. And I hope you all can see, I don't want to tilt it because I don't want to spill it on my phone, how pretty that is. And so last week, she had done one. Well, she went ahead and did the rest of them. And this smells so good. It smells so good. And Carol said she found her recipe on WW. So I'm going to go ahead and try another one of these. And yes, they are still crunchy. I think she put a little bit of, red pepper in here too to make them spicy. But anyway, those are very good, extremely good quick pickle asparagus. You could quick pickle the beets. Carol Lou said she found it on Weight Watchers. I will say, I love, excuse me while I eat this. I think this is excellent. I think this is amazing. This is a fantastic way to use the rest of that asparagus without letting it go bad. I will say though, only the adults like this. Like all of the kids, I haven't posted it yet, Vicki. I'll promise. I don't promise. I'll try. I'll try really, really hard to post it, have it ready for Jessica so she can post it this week. Because Melanie tweaked it a little bit. We got one off the internet. We just looked up quick pickle asparagus. You can do that too. We took one off the internet and we had to change it to ingredients that she and I can both have because she's got Crohn's disease. I'm doing WW. We're both, watching our weight and our health. So anyway, so she changed it up a little bit so that we could both have this. So all of the adults here at Casey Kitchen Center loved it. The kids, like sorry, girls, the kids, the under 25, they were like, They were already shaking their heads before they even put it in their mouth though. So I just wanted to let you know that up front before you run out and buy 11 things of asparagus. We loved it. They weren't even, they were already shaking their heads before they even tried it. Okay, so that's the first thing, is on things that are, that have a short shelf life. So that was tip number 1. I think I forgot to say that. Tip number 1 was things that have a short shelf life. Stir fry them. Use them as quickly as you can. Quick pickle them if you need to. I'm really, really bad about getting those little tiny mini cukes, and I love them. And I'll eat 2 or 3 of them like, really quickly, and then I'll go back like days later to get the rest of them, and I'll think, oh man, they're already getting mushy. Quick pickling would be a great way to use those. And then making some freezer jams or things like that. So doing something with them so that you don't just pull out a wilted mess out of your crisper drawer. Okay. Wow. And how are we already running out of time now? So the second one is capture the best flavor for later produce. So there are some in-season produce that actually tastes better, I think, when you capture the flavor and the color, or both, at just the right moment, at just the peak, of freshness, and then save it for later. So green beans is one of those things. I thought that we were going to have green beans this week to talk about tonight, but he didn't get them yet. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by next week. But that's one of those things I always, my mother and my grandmother both always canned our green beans. And we do white half runners, and that's what we'll be doing when we do the canned green beans. But those taste so much better. I don't know what it is, but pressure canning them, they taste so much better later. I think that's one thing that you just get it right at the peak of freshness, and it's so much better. Alyssa and I picked all of her just regular peas. We just planted regular peas. We did all of those 2 weekends ago. Didn't get very many, but I will tell you that on the peas, you have to blanch them first just to pop that color. So if you'll blanch them, and blanching, all that means is after we picked those peas and shelled the peas, which John did help with that, but after we did that, then I put them in boiling water for like 2 minutes. You just want a quick blanch, and then the peas, you move them immediately into an ice bath to kind of lock it in. And they've been in the freezer now for over a week, and they are still exactly the same color. They are such a bright and vivid color. And I actually had some of them with some mashed potatoes because I love peas and mashed potatoes, and John was like, God, what is that? But I love it. But doing that quick blanch and then the ice water, they're at the perfect color. And I've posted that. You've seen the color of those. And then things like, corn, like freezing corn. So last weekend we did 12, and I still haven't figured out what size bags they are, but whatever size bag this is, we did 12 bags of blanched corn. But I want to show you also what you can do with the blanched corn. So I bought an entire crate of corn from the Peach Tent here in Knoxville, and you can go, just go to your farmer's market or wherever. It's cheaper that way, plus you're buying more kind of local produce. This is peaches and cream corn, and so same thing, we just shucked it, silked it, so we got rid of the silk, and then we blanched it, but you don't have to do the water bath on this. So that's all you do. You just boil some water, dunk your corn in there, but you blanch it for about 3 to 4 minutes, whatever tenderness you like for your corn, and then you can cut it off and freeze it after it's cooled off. But if you'll blanch it before you grill it or before you air fry it, it is so tender. I mean, it's just absolutely so tender, it just almost falls off the cob. I see that we are paused for just a second, and we're back. Okay, so I don't know, something going on with the internet. But anyway, so these were blanched, and then we put them on the grill. So then we rubbed them down with some garlic and with some nutritional yeast and a little bit of olive oil spray. And then we did these on the grill. And then you can also do them in the air fryer. And again, that's on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can go to the air fryer, or you can look up corn, and you'll see an air fryer corn recipe, but fantastic, and it's a fantastic way to use it. Then if you still have like this, like we still had this many, we ate so much corn it wasn't even funny, but if you still have some left, then after you've grilled it or air fried it, then you can cut it off the cob, and you can make street corn, and you can freeze that to make some street corn later. Anyway, lots and lots and lots of ideas for that. So some of those things are just better if you kind of lock it in, you know, at the peak of its freshness. And then the third thing is multi-purpose masterpiece produce. So some of these things that we are growing, and some of the things that the peach tent is bringing us, there's so many things that you can do with them. I mean, they are so multi-purpose that it's not even funny. Like jalapenos. Alyssa and I know she's not going to eat a jalapeno. She's 4, you know, but jalapenos, there's so many things that you can do with them. So we went ahead and planted 3 plants of that. You can grill them, you can stuff them, you can char them, you can put them in salsa, you can do all kinds of things with them. Peppers, we planted, I think, 3 pepper plants. That she says she's interested in. We'll see when they get here. But again, you can saute them, you can stir fry them, you can stuff them. Peppers are really good if you go ahead and do whatever you're going to stuff them with. Stuff them, bake them, and then individually freeze those. And then you've got your own TV dinner. So if you just need a little, you know, something to stick in the microwave, you just went ahead and made it yourself. Zucchini, don't even get me started. You can bake it, you can broil it, you can air fry it, you can grill it, and think all those delicious muffins and breads that are all over the internet that, you know, that use zucchini. And then watermelon eaten alone. I promised I would show you this in a second. So watermelon eaten alone is great. Obviously, I could probably eat my weight in it. I also froze some. It is very multi-purpose. People think, oh, it's watermelon. All you can do is cut it up and eat it. Absolutely not true. I also I took some of the cut up watermelon, put it in the smallest super cubes. This is the one that's 2 tablespoons. It's 2 tablespoons or 1/8 of a cup. And I mixed in some blueberries with this, put in some spring water, and then I froze them. And then I used those ice cubes. So those were watermelon and blueberry ice cubes. And I put them in my water, so it made my water cold. And, you know, now I have a blueberry stuck in this. That is too funny. So now I've got just a hint of watermelon and blueberry in my water. So that's one way that you can use it. And you can add it to salads. You can do, oh my gosh, you can put it in salads. You can make a fruit salad with it. But this is one of my favorite ways to eat watermelon. And you can make these little go cups, like if you're going to have a party or something, and just keep them in the refrigerator. And this is a great way to use already cut up watermelon. You know, kind of snack cups. Kids love these. Alyssa loves watermelon. She's like me. She would eat it every day, I think, if I would cut it up for her. This is what did he call this? A sugar baby watermelon. And again, this is from the Peach Tent here in Knoxville. Okay, so we'll just stop with that. But this is a great way. Watermelon is so multifunctional. You can grill it. You can slice watermelon and you can grill it. And grilled with a little bit of Laughing Cow cheese is fantastic. But watermelon with either some balsamic vinegar or some balsamic vinaigrette dressing. And I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm not going to measure it right now just for the sake of time. And then a little bit of feta cheese. And you can make like a little to-go cup. So this is literally just watermelon That is watermelon. A little, you can use balsamic vinegar or you can use balsamic vinegar dressing, and then a little bit of feta cheese. Use these little like little milkshake cups or something, and just go ahead and stick the fork in there if you want to do a little bit of saran wrap or something if you're going to be transporting them. But these fit down nicely into a cooler, and so you can just stack them in there. And then when it's time, when you get to wherever you're going, like if you're going on a picnic or going to the zoo or something, when it's time. Oh, sorry, Vicki. The dressing I used is G. Hughes sugar-free balsamic dressing, but you can just use balsamic vinegar. You don't have to use a dressing, but I have this and I love it, so I'm going to use it. But then when you get where you're going, again, like if you're going to go to the zoo or something like that, you just put it in your cooler, and then you're already ready and your fork's already in there. So yummy. If you've never had, that's so yummy. I'm thinking about making y'all listen while I eat a second piece of it. It is so yummy. If you've never thought about having balsamic vinegar on watermelon, it's so good. And the feta cheese adds just a little bit of protein. If you get regular feta cheese, it's going to have some points. They do have fat-free feta cheese at Trader Joe's. Not sure about Aldi. I meant to get Casey to check that when she went there yesterday, but so yummy, so delicious. You don't, again, it doesn't have to be G. Hughes. Oh, you've not had it that way, Lynn? It's good. It's great that way if you grill it too. So if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and look up watermelon, you can find grilled watermelon on there. And it's not in a cup, but the grilled watermelon, I've just cut it into wedges and I grilled it on the grill. And then you can use feta cheese or you can use Laughing Cow cheese and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And then on those, I put just a little tiny bit of basil with it too, just to make it a little fancy. And it's absolutely delicious. But it's just a nice little, a nice little summer salad. And these cups like this, again, pack them in a cooler. You're good to go. Take them out and eat them. People are going to be jealous when they see you eating them. Okay, so that's all I got tonight. I hope you all can use some of that. So again, we've got short shelf life produce, captured when the flavor's better produce, and multi-purpose masterpiece produce. I know y'all never thought about using watermelon any other way but cutting it up and just eating it. But it's a great one. So you all have a great night. Thank you again so much for being here. Happy Father's Day again to all the dads out there. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and let the next video roll over. You're going to love it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? You really should. Go ahead and click that button and click the little bell and it'll notify you the next time we have a video. But you all have a great night. And if you happen to be going to Mindy's chat on Tuesday night, I am going to try that. And since it's a Zoom chat, we'd be able to see each other. Just saying. So anyway, y'all have a great week. And I guess Dusty's given up and I'll show you his haircut next week. But y'all have a great evening and I'll see you next time. Good night.